Some promising news on the Iran war front. Trump says that Iran totally agreed to abandon nuclear ambitions and that the deal is very close with a ceasefire that may not need an extension if the talks conclude soon. He also added an extraordinary line that he would actually go to Pakistan to finalize the agreement if needed. Now, those are huge claims. We should ask where the authority sits and how you can bind that in the future. Now, let's start with Article 2. The president conducts diplomacy, negotiates, and directs the nation's foreign policy, but the treaties require Senate advice and consent. Modern presidents have often used executive agreements to move fast, and sometimes speed is necessary, but foreign commitments can become domestic chains. The people's branch, through the Senate, must have a say when a nation is bound. Then there is the enforcement question. This is where Iran diplomacy usually collapses. A promise is not a barrier, and a signature is not a safeguard. Now, if Trump is serious about preventing Iran from having a nuclear weapon, the deal must have intrusive inspections, measurable benchmarks, and snapback penalties that do not depend on good faith. That's where these type of deals have fallen through in the past. And that's not bloodlust on our part, it is realistic. It's the same realism that the founders brought into the checks and balances, because they assumed that bad actors exist at home and abroad. And now the ceasefire comment is also a tell. If a ceasefire may not need to be extended, it means that the administration is thinking in timelines and leverage, not an open-ended process. And that can work, but only if the leverage is credible and the verification is hard. Otherwise, you get the oldest trick in diplomacy: delay, pocket concessions, and continue the program in the shadows. And finally, let's watch the Pakistan line. If the talks are being shaped through regional intermediaries, that is not inherently wrong, but it raises a clean constitutional question about accountability. Who owns the terms, who certifies compliance, and then what happens the first time Iran tests the boundary? Look, at the end of the day, we've been here before with Iran. So we, the people, need to demand enforcement that survives bad faith and not promises that depend on it. A hard line stance here is the only winning option. Now, quick update on Project Liberty. I just dropped a bunch of new t-shirts in the merch store. If you're interested in that, you can head over to my bio. There's a link there to the heritagerepublic.com website. That's where these t-shirts will live. This is one of them. It's got the Liberty on the front and Defend Liberty on the back. And there's other options in other colors that you can get there as well. All of those t-shirts sold will go straight back into Project Liberty to help us grow. So any of those purchases are greatly appreciated. That's all I got for now. Take care. Stay free.